guys, what is going on? Redmaster here, and welcome back to another episode of Cards and Castles, where today we do actually have another fun deck for you. Now, this one's a bit intriguing in terms of the overall concept. I don't really think it's been done before. You could argue that it might be, depending on what your deck might look like, but we're going to show this, or showcase this deck today, and we'll see where it goes. That being said, let's head right in to Forest of Devastation's deck list. So here is the deck list for Forest of Devastation. Now, it's a bit of a different deck from what you'd see in the Warlock Druid colors, mainly because those have been recently associated with a type of rush style. You have burns from the Warlock, and you have companions in the Druids that make for an incredibly intense rush deck, or a very controlling one at that. But that's not what this deck aims to do. This deck actually aims to utilize a lot of what I call trees, really the trends and, the amount of synergy between them in this deck. But I tend to use them to sort of build up an army or build up a forest in a sense and then send them out. Trees have a pretty decent stat line. 3-5, if you're playing a regular tree, they're going to take 2 damage, but that can easily be repaired with a Forest Revolt or with the Seed of Regrowth, who will summon one at full health. So, there's a lot of ways to summon a full health Trent in this deck. And the concept of building up a forest, you're going to be using a lot of buffs in here to help you as well. We see Blessing of the Trents at 2, we see Fat Bard, we see Armory, we see the Drain Life. If you guys don't remember the faction review video for Warlocks, I mentioned that I'd be using Drain Life in one of my decks. This is a deck that I'm choosing to use it in, because you could use that burn and buff technique to make a Trent even stronger. Or another unit out here. We do have things like Barbarian, Scout, Pegacorn, Swordsman, all that can benefit from that buff as well. And we also see the Ancient Arbor in here, a card that hasn't really been utilized a whole lot, but it's sort of an untapped card, because it's probably one of the higher base statted cards in the game. So that 8/8 combined with buffs from Armory, with Fat Bard, Blessing of the Trents, can easily bring this guy up to a 9/9, 10/10 directly from summon. To go along with that, we also, of course, carrying some decent burns in this deck. We see the Defective Flame Cannon at 3, we see Blue Firebolt, obviously, but we also have Mischievous Imp. Again, a card that I somewhat allured to or hinted at in my faction video, and I'm using Imp here for sort of the same reasons I mentioned in that faction review. He's got a lot of different uses in this deck. Sacrifice food for Grotesque Offering, a trade for a beefy early game unit. With Imp's damage, it really could be considered a 5/1. Of course, easily killable by anything, but, sometimes people don't want to waste their buffs. They want to hold them. So Mischievous Imp may not be a good target, considering it's only at 1 HP, so you'd be heavily wasting a burn if you are going to use it on the Imp. So overall, it just makes this card a whole lot stronger. And of course, like I mentioned, 3 attack, can trade with a lot of the 2 gold units out there. Trent, Dwarven Miner, Questing Knight, etc. And the 2 damage is a little extra if you want to weaken another unit, weaken the castle, etc. So again, a lot of different diversity, or a lot of different uses for the Mischievous Imp in this deck. But overall, that's sort of a broad overview of the deck. Like I mentioned before, just building up a forest with Seeds of Regrowth, Injured Trends, Forest Revolts, and then combine that with Armory and Fat Bard, carrying some burns like Blue Fire, Defective, some other beefy units or some other standard units, Scout, Barbarian, Pegacorn, Swordsman, Ancient Arbors, of course, and Leanna's. She also has the summoning 2 Trents with Spirit Links, so it doesn't hurt to throw in 2 copies of her. If you don't have Leanna, though, you can pretty much substitute any sort of late game unit that you have here. Maybe throw in some 2 T-Rexes if you want to. Trying to think of what else. Mordock, maybe. Actually, let me see here, because I have the cards in front of me. Mordock, we have Swordsman. What else do we have? We can throw an Arcanon, maybe, for some shits and giggles. But yeah, Leanna's not necessarily a must, but having her too is definitely, useful for summoning those trends. So, they've pretty much talked enough about the deck list for now. So, with that being said, let's hop straight into the match and showcase what Forest of Devastation can really do. Alright, so looking at our opening hand here, we don't want these Leannas. I mean, I certainly don't want both of them right in my opening hand. Obviously, they're both 9 gold. Okay, a little better. The Ancient Trent's going to help us start off the game pretty strong, a 3-3 unit. Ancient Arbor I would have liked later, same with Swordsman, I guess they're here now. Although, looking at our opponent, he's playing Ninja Crusader, so I'm not sure what he's exactly got for us. Those colors can be a little tricky, but it depends on what you're doing with them. You know, dragons, you do speedy knights. Alright, so he passes his turn 1 as well, so he doesn't really have anything to throw out at the moment, so that gives us an opportunity to throw out our injured Trent. And we also have defective flame cannon, which could help us clear out one of his units. I don't expect him to throw a lot at us. That's going to be over at least 4 health on turn 2. Shield Runner. So we can definitely blue... Hello? Why is that so far up? Okay, well, we can actually place our Mischievous Imp here. And the reason why I'm not going for direct burn or killing the Shield Runner now, he's not going to be able to power up a whole lot. In these colors, I mean, sure, he might give a little health buff, but that's not really going to be worth it here. And we also have a variety of burns in here to help us deal with any of that. We'll get damage on his castle, and the Mischievous Imp's awakened damage could target the Shield Runner, meaning that we'll get an easy kill. We'll positively trade our Imp into the Shield Runner if that's the case. He'll play a Hassan City Guard, so both guards go into the Trent, like so. I mean, there's one, but can we make it 2? No, we'll actually retreat the Shield Runner back. Interesting. I don't know if that was the right choice, but now Shield Runner is easily burnable. We go for the Hassan City Guard instead. That's not an issue. We'll actually use this opportunity to place down a Forest Revolt, meaning our Treant is back up to 5 health instead of its usual 3-3 stats. We would like to normally place that card when there's more Trents out on the field. I mean, like, if that the remaining Trent was still alive, that would be a great example. But he'll trade a Shield Runner into the Trent, of course, and we still have the board advantage. Headless Horseman hits the Mischievous Imp. Good, not the target that he wanted. He wanted to hit the Trent, I imagine. Now he's going to base block, of course, with his Headless Horseman. We actually can use this opportunity to play a Call for Aid. We'll get 2 Northlands Rangers in our hand, and we'll trade with the Horseman. No harm in trading with that now, seeing as how we have the Northlands Rangers to stop any sort of push he might bring up against us. But we'll see what he does next turn. It will dictate whether we're going for a Northlands Ranger or a Ancient Arbor. He plays 2 Dwarven Miners very aggressively, so that will probably mean we could play one of our Northlands Rangers. Is he looking to play something else from his hand, though? No, he won't. So Northlands Ranger it is. We'll use that. We'll take out one of the Dwarven Miners, and we might as well defect... Actually, should we? No. We'll leave the defective Flame Cannon in our hand. We could theoretically defect Flame Cannon it, but he hasn't shown signs of any sort of buff. And judging by his hand, he could be going for some sort of OTK deck. With the spells in his hand, you know, mass running these guys up to castle. He played the Barbarian, though, so he can kill off the Ranger, but he'll have to throw both his Miner and his Barbarian to do so, unless one of them is being buffed currently. Well, there goes the Barbarian, and the Miner probably will follow suit, I imagine. It will, okay. He has 2 gold, enough to play another unit. He won't, though. Interesting choice. We'll take this opportunity now to push up with the Ancient Arbor, big beefy tree at 8-8, and the Lumberjack as well for some extra draw. We could definitely sacrifice that card if we needed to again, maybe get Blessing of the Trents or another burn. We're not sure what we'll get. But he'll throw out a Paladin in response. The Paladin's not going to help him all that much here. Excuse me. If he throws himself at the Ancient Arbor, we can very well trade with the Lumberjack to kill the Paladin. Alright, first strike. Again, not going to help the situation here. Arbor will still get that shot, and that first strike's going to go at the end of the turn. And that way we'll just throw a Lumberjack at the Paladin for some draw. Actually, no. We'll hit... Wait, hold on, I'm thinking here. No, we have to... Do we? No, we don't. Alright, so let's do some face damage with Lumberjack here. Ancient Arbor moves up top. We'll sacrifice this Lumberjack into the Paladin. What will we draw? We'll draw an Armory from it. And we only have about 7 gold, so... let's play the swordsman. So that way we're throwing a lot of pressure on him, and if he can't really stop it, we have an armory to pretty much end the game here. He'll clearly take out the lumberjack this turn. No other way to do so. That opens you up to the ancient arbor. And with the swordsman down here, it means that if you body block with anything in front of the ancient arbor, I could take it out very easily with the cleave. A shield runner comes out, not going to do a whole lot. He'll bash the lumberjack, of course. We'll get a blessing of the trend from that draw. Scout as well comes out to kill off the ancient arbor. Okay, pretty standard stuff. Still the swordsman's cleave though, which we will take hefty advantage of, and with the blessing of the Trent, we can pretty much plant the swordsman at the base to make it or to end the game really. So we'll throw out our armory. We'll hit, well, we won't hit yet. We'll throw out a barbarian, and we'll throw a blessing of the Trent onto our swordsman here, cleaving the castle, which means this shield runner will go too. And now it's pretty much at an end here. If no matter what he does, he has to pretty much attack the swordsman head on, and with that, 2 hits will end the game. Okay, so he'll heal up. Not a bad choice for him. He'll get a good amount of health. Okay, definitely a good amount of health there. 2 heals back to back, bring him back up to 17. He still has 7 gold as well, so that could be more in the store. We'll see very shortly. Doesn't have anything else in store though. We'll get the ancient arbor. Let's see how much we can bring this down to. We'll do that. We'll do that. We'll play a Northland Ranger and a Barbarian to pretty much seal away the game here. There's nothing really he can do. He really wasted that time healing up when, you know, there was really no point to. It's just delaying the game. Delaying the inevitable, really. Windfall Griffin, okay. And a Shadow Katana. Alright, so there was some sort of buff deck. Heavenly Shield as well. So definitely a beefy Griffin there. But overall, not going to do much. He'll hit the swordsman, which will hit the castle and end the game. So overall, not a bad win for Forest of Devastation. We didn't really see the whole tree synergy that I was mentioning earlier, but we did see how the armory played into effect, and these subtle stats like Blessing of the Trend could really make a difference. Paired with armory, and of course the call to aid producing those early rangers means that your opponent is going to be doing a lot of unfavorable trading in your advantage. So overall, a great match showcase Forest of Devastation, and yeah, not much else to say there. With that being said, guys, that's going to close off the video for today. If you guys did enjoy, please be sure to leave a like on the video, share with your friends, and comment down below your thoughts on the Forest of Devastation deck. I really do enjoy this deck. It's a bit different from the standard aggression that we see from these colors, and just the concept of building up a forest is just really intriguing to me. So, yeah, if you are new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. Help us grow the channel. Show your support just by clicking that subscribe button. With that being said, guys, until next time, stay gaming.